This modern refugee. I love old recipes. I love the way the old folks always had a way to use every single thing kind of to survive. And this is one of those recipes. I've tried the finished product this several times. It tastes amazing. I can't even describe the taste to you, but it tastes really, really good. And what it's called corn cob jelly. And basically what you do is you boil corn cobs and you make a kind of a liquid out of that, and then that's what you add your sugar and your Surejell into. So that's what I'm going to try making today. I love experimenting with these old recipes. And I'd like to thank Mrs. M for sharing her recipe with me. And as I get this going here, I'm going to show you folks kind of how it goes. Well, here's kind of the first step in this process. Now, I took field corn cobs here that I had collected earlier. I kind of rinsed these off, and I put these in about 5 cups of water. Now, you can use any type of corn cobs. You can use sweet corn cobs. You can use Indian corn cobs. You can use field corn. This is field corn here because it's easy for me to get a hold of these at the right time of year. And what you do is we're gonna simmer this for about a half an hour, and we want about 3 cups of strained liquid. When this gets done simmering, we're gonna run this liquid through some cheesecloth to get our 3 cups what we need to mix our sugar and our Surejell into. So I'm gonna turn this on now, and I'm gonna let this simmer for about a half an hour to get all the flavor out of these corn cobs. Well, here we are about 3/4 through the boiling process on the cobs. Kind of what they look like. It's making a real reddish liquid. That's what I kind of expected it to do. And it's boiled down a little bit. So I added about a cup of water back into this to keep that water level up. Like I said, I'm going to need about 3 cups to do this recipe. So when I'm done, I'll show you the product when I'm done straining it. And here's the finished liquid. As you can see, it's kind of a reddish clear liquid. This is exactly what I was looking for. After it was done boiling, I took the cobs out, and then I strained it through double cheesecloth twice to make sure that I had a good clear liquid and there was no debris in it. Now, it did cook down slightly. I did add a cup, and then I ended up adding another cup of water because I wanted about 3 cups. After the cooking process was done, I started with about 5 cups. Next time I make this, I'm probably going to start with about 7 because they cook for about a half an hour. So I want to have enough liquid in there to have what I need to make the batch. So that was really the only thing that I've tweaked so far on this, is I just added more liquid as the liquid cooked off, because like I said, you want to have about 3 cups to start this recipe. When I get ready here to add the pectin in, and I get ready to sterilize my jars, because I'm going to do an inversion method on canning these, because it's just a real small amount and I don't want it to get too hot as far as a hot water bath on the jelly, because sometimes if you're making jelly and jam and you get it too hot or cook it too long, it'll break the pectin down and it won't set, and I kind of want this to set. I want my first attempt to be a success. So when I get ready here in a second, I'll come back to you. Okay, I've added my pectin. I brought it to a boil for 1 minute, and now I added my 3 cups of sugar to it. Now this has got to boil for 5 minutes, and then we're going to fill it into our hot jars. Here's my jars that I'm going to use for canning this. I filled them up with boiling hot liquid. And there's my corn cob jelly boiling. And here's my lids getting sterilized on the stove. So when this is cooked for the proper amount of time, I'm going to dump that boiling water out of the jars, and I'm going to fill these immediately with the jelly mixture, and then I'm going to seal it, and I'm going to turn the lids, or excuse me, turn the jars upside down and let them set, and then this will help them seal. Okay, I dumped the boiling water out of my half-pint jars. As soon as I did that, I immediately filled it with the boiling jelly. Then I took a damp paper towel and I wiped the threads and the rim of the can. And then I took my boiled lids, put those on, and tightened the band down. Now, for this inversion canning, I'm going to take these. This is hot, so I'm going to do this really quick. You take the jar, and you flip it upside down just like that. And you're going to let that go about 5-10 minutes, and then you're going to turn the jar back over, and that'll help the jar seal. That's kind of old school inversion canning method, and when I'm done, I'm going to show you the finished product. And these jars were very, very hot. I had them filled with boiling water, and then as soon as I dumped the boiling water out, I put in the boiling jelly. So I'm pretty sure these are good and sterile because they were hotter than the surface of the sun, and I burned my hand. But anyway, I'll show you this in a minute. And there you have it. I flipped them back over after about 10 minutes, and they're sitting here now to cool and set up. As you can see here, the one lid is even sealed. The other ones aren't yet, but they still got a little bit to cool. And within 24 hours, they'll be all set up and they'll be good to go. And there's the finished product. Kind of shows you the texture, set up really good. It's kind of a little bit orange, a little bit pinkish colored jelly. And kind of what it looks like on my breakfast there. Anyway, the flavor, I'm going to kind of taste some here and let you know what it tastes like. The flavor, I'd have to say, is a little bit appley and a little bit lemony. That's kind of the best way that I can describe the taste of it. It's very good. Just goes to show you here tastes good. I had to finish eating it. Anyway, just goes to show you that, you know, something that would be discarded like corn cobs, you can still actually use for other purposes. So there you go. It's my corn cob jelly taste test. When you get a chance, try this recipe. I'll tell you what, it'll really surprise you. Anyway, this is Modern Refugee. You guys have a great day.